sir.
Okay. So in the last lecture, we discussed the various definitions of the management. After that, we also discussed what are the scope of management as a subject matter of management, where we use the management uh, tool, and at the same time, we also discuss what are the different functions of management. Now, today we are going into deep that what are different types functions of the management. So, the first we discuss the planning. Now, I think we discuss about planning and organizing maybe, but again we will start with the planning. Planning is nothing but the first function of management which we need to carry it out. Under the planning, what we used to do, we try to understand what are the requirement, what are the objectives, and what we want to achieve. And according to the requirement and as per our goal, we do the planning. And while doing that planning, we need to keep one thing in our mind, that what are the resources available or what may be the resources required to execute or to achieve our ultimate goal. So all these initial activity comes under planning. And second is organizing. Now after once you have a plan in your hand, you need to organize the different component of the your objective. Suppose if you want to achieve something, you may require some people, some material, some machinery. Okay, so how you are going to collaborate them or how you are going to manage them. So that particular thing comes under organizing. So what we organize the team, we organize the material according to the plan which we have already carried out, and assign the work and granting the authority. So these two things are very important, or we can call it as the important elements of the organizing. Because unless and until you don't know what you have supposed to do and what type of authority you have while executing that particular plan or while doing that work, so that organizing should be there to make them understand this is going to be your nature of work and this will be your authority. So this particular thing will come under organizing. Okay, the third will staffing. Now, staffing is nothing but something related to the there are different people. Okay, we have proper organizational structure. We are appointing some people or the qualified person for a particular job. The need of manpower planning and manpower management have been decide a bit of his staffing by recruiting, maybe selecting, by training and developing the employees. Because you have most of the time whenever you join any organization, it is not at all necessary that you have all the skill set required for the job which you are going to do. So it is the responsibility of organization to equip you or to provide you that knowledge. Now, how you can provide that knowledge? First of all, they will recruit you. After that, after they understand that you can perform that job, and after that, if there is some deficiency within your knowledge base or skill set, which they require to perform that job, what they will do, they will provide you training also. So what we can say that staffing is a function of hiring and retaining a suitable workforce for the enterprise, because both of material as well as non-managerial level, it is very very important. Why it is called as retaining? If do you know that if some company is recruiting you and after the recruitment process you just reject their offer, it costs a lot to company. That's why it is very very necessary for HR management, human resource management, to select the person who is willing to join and he is in position to perform certain activity. Otherwise, you get the very good person who can perform all the activities which you desire, but at the same time, um, at the 11th hour, he says that I am not willing to join that job. So the whole your planning will hamper. So that is very, very important. At the same time, suppose you are working on one project, and at the same time, you come to know that you get better opportunity somewhere else because you are getting a suppose rise in your salary. So what you will do? You will left that company. So it is also responsibility of organization to retain their workforce. So how they can retain their workforce, that they need to calculate, they need to understand. That's why understaffing, what we can say that it involves the process of recruiting, training, developing them, compensating them, and evaluating employees, and maintaining this workforce with a proper incentives and motivation. Okay. Since if I am not getting any incentives for my work, it may be possible that I will start searching for new work. So taking care of the employee will come under staffing. Educating the employee will come under staffing because the human element is the most vital factor in the process of management, and it is important to recruit the right person. Okay, so that all comes under the staffing. What we can say, there is one Kudzo who says that managerial function of staffing involves manning a organizational structure through a proper and effective selection, appraisal, and development of personals to fill the role designed in the structure. This, if I want to allocate a particular person for particular function, I need to see that how intelligent he is, how knowledgeable he is, how skillful he is, how experienced he is, how what about his physical condition, what about his age, what about his attitude. We need to consider all these parameters before selecting that particular person, and that's why it is considered as a complicated function. Okay, but management must understand, in addition to the technical and operational competency, the sociological and psychological structure of the workforce. Means providing them a good environment is also going to play very important role. So I hope that you understood what exactly we used to do in staffing. It is not only about recruiting, selecting, training, and developing an employee, but at the same time, understanding the sociological and psychological structure of the workforce. Because most of the time, manager, what they used to say, okay, you are working on this particular project, I will give you one person. But we know that there is a conflict between those two people. So what I will do, I will try to resolve that conflict first, and then put them together to work on a particular thing. Or otherwise, to avoid that conflict, what I will do, I will provide some other person. Okay. So that psychological thinking should be there while recruiting or putting any particular person on that project. That we need to understand. And this is the role of management, that is called as staffing. For that, they should know the performance of each and every individual, the capability of each and every individual, and how they cope up with the situation, or how is their problem analytical skill. All these things we need to consider under staffing. Is it clear, Sunny? सनी समझ में आया?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir. Yes,
thank you.
sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sunny. Next is directing. Okay, now directing, or we say leading. Some management experts prefer leading in place of directing, particularly under a democratic managerial setup. Now, there are different types of managerial setup, but nowadays, initially or still in a government, they only direct the people, they only give directions, they only give the task to particular person. They never see what is the mental condition, what is the capability of that person. But now this directing functions has changed substantially with respect to time, because the function leading has been termed like motivating. We start motivating our employees, then directing them in a very proper direction, guide them, stimulating and actuating means make them aware or be with them to work together. That is the role. Like the leadership is something like that you can directly command them, but the directing function is now concerned about leadership, a good communication, motivation and supervision. At the same time, we need to supervise them that whatever they are doing is as per the requirement of our goal or not, so that the employee perform their activity in the most efficient manner. Okay, and in order to achieve the desired goal. Now, what is meant by the leadership? Leadership element involves issuing of instruction. Okay, of guiding the subordinates about procedure and methods. Let them explain each and every bit what they have supposed to do, in what manner they have supposed to do. So it is not a one-time job; it's a continuous process. So how we can achieve that process with the help of communication? And how should be a communication? The communication must be open both way, so that the information can be passed on to the subordinates and the feedback received from them. Getting it or not? The communication, the communication is one way, then it's a useless communication. Okay? You should be in a position to listen to them, and at the same time, it is advised to take a feedback from them. And if you want, if you can improve your system or the ultimate, you can achieve your ultimate goal in a better way with their feedback, respect that feedback and try to implement that feedback. So both way communication is very, very important under that. After that, one more important point is motivation. Now, motivation is very important because highly motivated people shows the excellent performance with less direction from the supervisor. If you are self motivated to do a particular job, what will happen? You will start performing on your own in a best way because you are already motivated. How you can motivate the people? That is again different story. We have a separate topic for that. What we are supposed to do to motivate the people, it may be some people get motivated by words, some people like to have a monetary gain, some people have some incentives or maybe a promotion. So that are the criteria we need to consider to motivate them. Is when I will get motivated, if I know whatever I am doing I will get a reward for that. Okay, so I will feel more motivated and I will devote myself to do that work more sincerely and best possible way. That is the idea behind it. And there is one more criteria which they need to follow. It's called as supervision. Okay. Supervision is nothing but to observe that whatever progress report, your continuous progress report you are observing is as per the direction given to them or not, or they are trying to carry it out properly or not. That is called as supervision. So this is the idea behind directing or leading. Now after that, controlling. Okay, everyone, every individual likes to control. Controlling is the last phase of management process because whatever we are doing, we have planned, we have organized, we have done with the staffing. Now we are leading them. We are doing everything. The work is already started, and they are working towards achieving the goal. But the controlling is very, very important at every step of the activity because controlling considered as the last step. But what we can say that controlling is the process of measuring actual result or present performance, comprising of those result and plans or some standards of performance. Because what we are expecting that at the end of this week, the unit number one should comes to an end. So I need to see that how much topic I need to cover, how much depth I need to achieve in the particular topic. So I will be able to complete my syllabus within time. So that is very, very important in the controlling. Now, other functions of control consist of those activities they are undertaken to ensure that the events do not divert from the pre-arranged plan. If you observe carefully, I have given you one teaching plan and syllabus copy on our Microsoft and even on, I think, WhatsApp also. So there is a proper planning is already mentioned what we are going to cover in lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, lecture 4 up to lecture 48 and how we are going to cover the whole syllabus within those 48 lectures. That is nothing but a plan. But never, you need to understand that we are not aware about the uncertainty during the process. So there should be some buffer, and there is always a deviation between the plan. So controlling allow you to measure the activity consists of establishing standard. So the planning is nothing but a establishing standard for work performance or measuring performance and comparing it to those set standards and taking corrective action as and when needed. That is very important under controlling. Okay, what are the functions involved under controlling? First of all, establish the review of attendance after if I found that some of the students are not at all attending the lecture, their attendance is very less, then what I need to do, I need to go and inform them or need to ask to them why you are not attending the lecture, there is any problem or not. Okay, then measurement with the actual performance. What I am expecting that suppose the strength of your class is 75, I am expecting there should be at least 70 to 75 students should be present in the class. So I will check that. Then after measuring the actual performance with predetermined standards, which I have already set, and finding out the deviation. What will be the deviation? Well, suppose if I am considering that, okay, yesterday there are 73 students. Before that, there are 68, 63, 62. So what I am observing that some of the students they facing difficulty to join the Microsoft. Now they are done with it. They don't have any issue with the connectivity. They got whatever gadget they want to attend the lecture. Now what I am expecting that the attendance is going to be above 70. But if I found that there is a deviation in that particular attendance, I need to take what will be the last action to take a corrective action. Again, I need to take a review. So that whatever process I have discussed or whatever functions I have discussed is nothing but the stages we used to carry out under controlling. This will help me to keep a track of the process, how the process is going on. Is it clear about controlling now? Aditi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Atul?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Atul. Thank you, Aditi. Yeah. Next is motivating. Okay. Now, when we are talking about motivating, what we want to say that how you are going to motivate your employee or your subordinate. Okay. The managerial function is fully reflected when we define management as the art of getting things done willingly through and with other people. Some of the subordinates may find it difficult to perform that particular activity. So you need to analyze that that person have a skill set or not. If yes, because we have already put them on in that role, just because we already established the standard that that person can perform that activity. But during the course of time, you come to know that he is not in position to do that. Okay, there might be some fear, or it may be possible that you are not able to capture his psychological condition at that time, and now it comes on the surface, and now you started thinking what I need to do to get things done from this particular person, at that time the best medicine is to motivate him, because there are n number of external factors. They have their personal life, they have their personal problems, or they might be having some conflict with the subordinates. So we need to understand those problems and make him keep him motivated to do that work, because if he is not going to perform, ultimately it is going to hamper the goal of the our organization. So motivation factor is going to play very important role nowadays. Every manager is taking a special courses or educating them to how to motivate people on a day-to-day basis. That is very important. After that, coordination. The coordination between the people. There should not be any uh, mm, conflict. Okay, you can observe this picture. They are riding on a bicycle. If everyone is ready to pedal, what will happen? They can move fast, but that coordination is very important. Some of them refuse to do or to stop pedaling. What will happen? The speed of the bicycle may reduce. That's why it is very important to keep the harmony between the economically in the harmony. That is most important parameter we need to consider under coordination. Next is communication. As we have already discussed, the communication, or to communicate with the subordinates or maybe workers on a day-to-day basis, is going to play very important role, and it is one of the most important aspect we need to understand, because without communication, or if there is some gap between the communication, what exactly happens? If you want something else and your boss needs something else, so there will be some conflict. You are not able to communicate with that boss that what exactly you want, and what are your problems, and boss is not communicating with you, so he is not able to take a track of that particular thing. Take an example of our class, online class. We are conducting the lecture. You people are listening, but at the same time, I'm talking with you, and on the other end, I don't know what you people are doing. So there is a lack of communication. So it's my duty to ask you people on a regular basis: have you got this point? Have you got that point? You have any difficulty or not? So this is going to be a two-way communication. On the basis of that, I make sure that you are listening, you are getting whatever I am saying, and still, if you have problem, you are ready or you are open to ask me those questions. That what are your problems? But what happens most of the time from your end, if you stop communication from your side, what will happen? It will be very difficult for me to understand that what are your requirement, or are you getting it or not. So ultimately, whatever may be the ultimate goal, to achieve the knowledge through this particular course, uh, maybe get vanish. So that you need to understand that the communication is going to play very important role. Communication basically means transfer of information and understanding from the person to person, a flow of information, because whatever we are doing, it is nothing but the flow of information. It may be from top to bottom or bottom to top, as well as horizontal. Means when we go through the organization structure, there are line organization, matrix organization. So the stages of each and every individual is decided. So whatever is going on, so right now I am conducting a lecture. If your GFM is aware about that, your GFM will communicate with the HOD. Your HOD will communicate with the principal that this particular course is going in a better way, because and he will have a track of that. Okay, that what exactly happening in the class. So that communication is going to play very important role, and that communication should be both way. You cannot say that the communication is a one way activity. it is the broadest sense communication. We can say that the transmission of meaning to other means what other people are thinking. It should be get communicated with the particular person. So these are nothing but the different functions of management. Now, I would like to ask that do you have any difficulty or any confusion in the functions, or have you understood each and everything? Varghese?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everything is clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pranav, what about you? Pranav Mule. What about Rutuja? Rutuja Patil?
Yes,
Okay. So shall we move to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Now, next is this is the last topic in the management. Okay, what is the difference between administration and management? Before I start, I do believe that you people are very much familiar with these two words. One is administration and another is management. So I would like to ask Ram or sorry, Ramesh. Ramesh, can you tell me, have you ever heard about what is mean by administration? What is mean by management? Now, what is management? You are clear, but what is administration? Samir, Samir, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you tell me the difference between what is mean by administration and what is mean by management? Or
Sir,
who is having a higher authority, management or
administration
administration?
is the deal with the employees, and management is deal with the company process. How is it processed to
Okay.
manufacture?
I, okay. Most of the time, what happened when we discuss about management and administration, we consider that management is always at carried out the activities. That is the general consideration we have. But what we will do, we will try to understand what is meant by administration and what is meant by management. It is clearly mentioned on the slide itself. The process of dealing with people is called as management. And at the same time, when we talk about administration, administration is nothing but the process of running business or organization. They are involved at every stage, but still we need to understand how their roles are different. So the first key difference between management and administration is management is a systematic way of managing people and things within the organization. They have already planned, they have already coordinated everything, they have already organized as we have see function of management. But what exactly administration do? That we need to understand. Administration is defined as an administrating the whole organization by the group of people. They may be a higher authority people. Their goal is to organize the overall thing, is to provide workforce or to provide the infrastructure to the organization. All these things comes under administration. So second key difference is nothing but management is an activity of business and functional level. Okay, this once they start their activity within the organization to achieve a particular goal, that is nothing but in purview of management. But that's what is the what will be the profit, what are the consequences, what type of activity I need to carry it out, manager, what directives I need to give to the people. That is nothing. Next, management focus on policy implementation, but administration makes the policy. Okay. So suppose if I say our lecture timing is going to be from 10 to 10 minutes gap between two lectures. So people can join other class online. So that is the policy which we have decided by the administration. But after deciding that policy got implemented or not, that is the role of management. They will see that their focus will be on implementation of that policy. So formation of policy is done by administration and implementation of policy is done by management. They execute, but at the same time, function of administration is include legalization and determination, because they are working at a higher level. They are resource provider. Are resource provider. If we have ET at our college and we want to run our show up after 10 p.m. Okay, so to run that show effectively after 10 p.m. without creating any chaos is the task of management. But to take a legal permission uh, from the police or maybe from other authority is the work of administration. So administration will look into that. Management never look into that. Management will just execute the task which given to them. After that, management makes decision under the boundaries set by the administration. Administration clearly says that you are a project manager, you just concentrate on this project one. You are a project manager for this project, you should concentrate on that project. But taking a review of both the project is the task of administration. Okay. Manager is responsible for his own project, his subordinates, his activity, and his goal. But for administration, they need to consider each and every element out of that. I'd like to discuss one case study related to suppose Parle. Parle is the biggest manufacturer of biscuits, or maybe they are manufacturing different uh, product also. But have you ever that different management for Parle-G, they have different management for maybe if they have different biscuit flavor, okay, they have different management for that. The instruction given to Parle-G might be different because Parle-G, their focus is that they want a best out of this particular product because it has its own brand name as compared to their other product. Okay, why they want to focus more? Because they are known just because of that Parle-G product. Okay, Parle is a big brand, but Parle-G biscuit itself. That's why they never try to increase the cost of that particular product. That product is a very sensitive product for them. So they need to put a very strong management to perform or to get things done from the Parle rather than other product of the Parle. That case study we will discuss in detail, maybe in marketing. You just remind me to discuss that case study. We will definitely discuss that case study in the future. The next difference is a group of persons who are employees of the organization is collectively known as management, because management gets paid. Okay, but administration represents the owner. Most of the time, owners are the administrator. Uh, most of the time, we used to say that our management. When we talk about our management, we talk about our society. We think about Honorable Maloji Raje, uh, Mr. Shinde sir. They are management. We call it management to them. But actually, you need to understand that they are the administrator administrator of the whole system, they are playing a management or managerial role inside that system. They have certain designation, and once they get that designation, they put them in the management role. But otherwise, they are the supreme administrator, because administrator or manager at every place in the system or within the organization. But first of all, we need to understand that who is going to be the ultimate owner? The administrator. His role is administration, and he put himself in a manager role. That's why we call them as a management. Once you started calling them a manager or the part of management, they get paid for it. Okay, it may be 1 rupee or it may be 10 lakh. Okay? There is honorarium to provided to them, that because they are now part of organization as a management administrator. But being a supreme authority, they are the organization. Okay. The next point says that management can be seen in the profit-making organization like business enterprise. Their focus is on profit. When I put management is to get profit because they are getting paid for it. Okay, that we need to understand. But at the same time, when we talk about administration, it is found most of the time in government or maybe military offices, religion or non-profit making enterprise. Okay, they have a different. They don't have a manager post or management people. They are administration. If you go to the go to the offices, most of the time management has certain goal to get things from the people without using too much of management functions. Okay, the administrator will only focus to achieve the ultimate goal, and that happens most of the time in the offices or government offices or maybe in non-profit making enterprise. But manager has to play very important role when it comes to the profitable organization. Their bottom line is how we can increase the profit. So that difference is going to be there. Administrator never think about profit. Sometimes at a bottom line, he want to. There are certain ways, or the way they see to it is might be different. The eighth one is management is all about plan and action. This point we have already discussed, but it is coming over here in a different manner. That management is all about planning and action. It is the function of management, but administration is concerned about framing a policy and setting a objective. So suppose Ratan Tata has an objective to launch a nano car, maybe in 2060. Okay, so that is his policy objective. Framing a policy for that, how we are going to achieve it. We are going to take our plan to Gujarat or maybe to West Bengal. If there is any conflict, how we are going to cope up with that conflict. Everything is in purview of administration, or maybe Mr. Ratan Tata will think. But the people is appointing to do that job has been carried out by management people. They will plan and they will take a necessary action according to the policy designed by administration and objective set by the administration. Different management role is to decisive or critical in nature. Maruti Suzuki said that we are going to stop the production of Maruti 800 in 2012. That decision belongs to administration. Now management need to execute it. Then management will ask, sir, we are not going to produce any of the Maruti 800 car from 2012. Then what we need to do with the infrastructure which we have built up, or we are ready with the Maruti 800 car. They need to see that how we can utilize that infrastructure for other means. Okay, for how many years you are going to provide the spare part of that particular vehicle. It is that decision is up to management. But once the administration take any decision, we need to follow that decision is taken by the administration. Of how to make things alive, which are very critical, which are very necessary, is the headache of management. How management will manage. At the last difference, we can say that the manager looks after the management of the organization, and administration is responsible for the administration of. Okay? And that management focuses on managing people and their work. That is the basic function of it comes under staffing, and administration focus on best possible utilization of organizational resources. Whatever resources we have, suppose we have 3 4 buildings in our campus. So administrator will say, okay, MBA building is going to be separate, pharma building is going to be separate, IOIT building will be separate, and we will combine the big building we allocated for COE and for polytechnic. That decision is taken by the administration, and how to implement, how to make it happen, that will be the manager's focus. So this is all about management and administration. So I hope that management and the administration clear to you people.
Yes, sir.
There is any confusion, Sunny?
No, sir. Everything is clear.
Okay, so this is the end of our management. We can start with what are different types of organizational structure. Is it okay?